The Russian President Vladimir Putin has brokered a new peace deal between Armenia and Azerbaijan to end the 6 weeks of fighting in Nagorno-Karabakh. Starting from this morning, the new deal allows Azerbaijan to retain control of areas and gains that it's made during the conflict. It's a decision that's been met with protests in Armenia, which has ethnic links to the enclave. This latest violence has followed an uneasy truce that has existed since the end of the last war in 1994. Jay Marquez reports.
Armenian protesters stormed the government headquarters in Yerevan, ransacking offices and breaking windows. Angry crowds had gathered outside the building after Prime Minister Nikol Pashinyan announced a peace deal with Azerbaijan and Russia. Earlier, taking to Facebook, Pashinyan said he has signed a painful deal to end the military conflict over the disputed Nagorno-Karabakh region after more than a month of bloodshed. Since fighting began again in September, a number of ceasefire agreements have all failed. The Armenians have lost territory, and over the weekend, Azeri forces took over the region's second largest town.
Today, on November 9th, Azerbaijani President Aliyev, Armenian Prime Minister Pashinyan, and the Russian President signed a statement declaring a total ceasefire and all military activities in the Nagorno-Karabakh conflict zone at midnight Moscow time on November 10th.
Under the new agreement, Azerbaijan will hold on to areas of Nagorno-Karabakh that it has taken during the conflict. Armenia has also agreed to withdraw from several other adjacent areas over the next few weeks. Putin has also said that Russian peacekeepers would be deployed to patrol front lines. Jay Marquez, Euronews.
Well, the enclave of Nagorno-Karabakh has been under control of ethnic Armenian forces backed by Armenia. The two sides will retain areas already under their control. But Armenians will have to turn over the Lachin region, which holds the main road leading from Nagorno-Karabakh to Armenia. The road, called the Lachin Corridor, will remain open, and nearly 2,000 Russian peacekeepers are being sent to protect it. Armenian forces will also have to turn over control of some areas they held outside the borders of Nagorno-Karabakh. There's been a fragile truce in place between Armenia and Azerbaijan for nearly 30 years. But as our executive producer Andrew Lebentz reports, a new peace deal may not mean the end of decades-long hostilities.
The dispute over Nagorno-Karabakh dates back to the 1990s. Armenia and Azerbaijan fought a 2-year war that was followed by an uneasy truce, but no formal end of hostilities. The latest 6 weeks of violence erupted as tension flared over the line of contact established after that war. Turkey was quick to throw its support behind Azerbaijan. The enclave is contained wholly within the internationally recognized borders of Azerbaijan, but its population is largely comprised of ethnic Armenians. There were several international attempts to broker a ceasefire, but they were all short-lived. Remote drones and heavy artillery became enduring images of the front lines. At the height of the fighting, the Azeri president spoke exclusively to Euronews.
Ceasefire cannot be achieved unilaterally. It must be a bilateral decision, and also it must be implemented on the ground. As you know, Armenia attacked us on the 27th of September, attacking our military positions and damaging our infrastructure.
But the Armenian Prime Minister rejected those claims and accused the Azeris of ethnic cleansing in the region.
Today, the international media and amongst the international community, there is sufficient information Armenia and Karabakh could not start this war for the simple reason that we have no military tasks to accomplish here. The task we have is a political one. Our only purpose is to protect the Armenian people from another genocide.
The strategic city of Shusha, which is known as Shushi in Armenia, has become a recent flashpoint. It's estimated the fighting has led to the deaths of more than 1,000 people on each side. Many more have been forced from their homes. And while the Putin peace plan may end the recent violence, it won't restore the lives and homes lost or satisfy either side. and it will once again leave a fragile peace between two long-term enemies. Andrew Lebentz, Euronews.
Well, let's go to Moscow to find out more, to speak to our correspondent Galina Polinskaya. Morning to you, Galina. So why is Mr. Putin interested in this particular matter? What significance does the region have, as far as he's concerned, for Russia?
Good morning, Rosie. Well, this deal is considered to be a great personal victory of Vladimir Putin. The Russian president has announced the details of the agreement himself in a recorded statement. And this deal allows Russia to show that it still plays a role of the key player, main arbiter in this region, which it considers to be some kind of backyard, a sphere of its geopolitical influence. Russia has been selling weapons to both Armenia and Azerbaijan. Russia has a military base in Armenia, and they're both together in the Moscow-led military treaty. But Russia did not want to take sides. It just wanted this conflict to be stopped and to show to the rest of the world that it still plays this key role in this region. And of course, it was extremely important, considering that a NATO member country, Turkey, was showing a very sharp interest in this region, supporting openly Azerbaijan. Russian military experts right now say that this agreement actually is a very big step of Russia, which increases its geopolitical influence in this post-Soviet region, and a signal to all other key players who are trying to extend their influence there, stepping on Russian interests.
You know, Galina, over the last few weeks there have been several attempts at humanitarian ceasefires, none of which have been successful. How might this be different?
Exactly, the ceasefire was not respected in the past, but this agreement has chances to last, and because Russia is sending its peacekeepers in the region, it was announced by Vladimir Putin. They will be deployed along the contact line and also in the corridor between the region and the Armenian territory. There are around 2,000 Russian peacekeepers, and the Russian Defense Ministry started to deploy them almost immediately after this agreement was announced. There are already 8 airplanes on their way to Nagorno-Karabakh, and those peacekeepers are reportedly to stay there for 5 years. And of course, this, Rosie, could be a game changer.